Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to our platform. I'm your boy Drew. We are Option Forward. I'm always joined by the second half of the show. GQ Nesto, how you doing today?
What it do? What it do? I'm ready.
For sure. And ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a treat. Our guest today, our very, very special guest today, started out as the MC, producer. He probably going to drop some bars, you know what I'm saying? We're going to put him on the spot, right? But from Michigan, you know what I'm saying, traveled all the way, ventured out here to California to become that beast of all trades, that Swiss Army knife of entertainment. All right, but ladies and gentlemen, we want him to tell his story on our platform. Let's welcome Mr. Gene Freeman. How you doing today?
Wow. First of all, thank you. That was dope.
All right,
Appreciate you.
I've been practicing.
I couldn't tell. This naturally just came right off the top. I'm good, man. Thank you. I'm blessed to be here. This is gonna be a lot of fun.
For sure. So, how are you feeling today? How you feeling today? You woke up right side of the bed, good mood?
You know what? Actually, it was hard on the bed. It was a little hard to get up today, actually. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah. You know what? I don't know about you, but lately, I used to get up late. Now it's like, you know, you
gotta roll over.
You gotta do the COVID check. Wait, do I got anything? No, I've got my taste buds. No, I'm good. You gotta do this whole thing now that you probably didn't do before, but it's like you feel it now.
You feel everything.
Yeah, you feel exactly what it is. You feel everything.
You
now.
get injured in your sleep.
You do. So mentally, you be like, man, wake up like, damn, I still feel that. You know, you think about that thing that made, man, I can't call it no more. Dang, you know, it's just you feel things more. So now it takes a little more prep.
Let me go to the chiropractor real quick.
Yeah, the mental one, like, okay, thank you, God. Okay. You know, I have to hear music sometimes. I have to play affirmations and like the first thing in the morning.
Oh yeah.
So Alexa come in clutch for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Get the crystals out and everything. Huh?
I mean, I ain't did the crystals yet, but I hear that's a thing. You know, but you know, so to each his own. And that's what it is. To each his own. Like I feel like for me, I have to hear something positive in the day, like just to get started. You know.
Hell yeah.
You know, because like my body be like, nah, bro. No, I don't. Do you cuss on this? Do we cuss? Do you not?
No, you good.
Okay, yeah. Like, no, nigga, I ain't getting up. I ain't doing shit. Today, we're not getting up. Then you be like, then you hear Rocky, you hear Stallone or something. You keep moving forward. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna keep moving forward. You know, you hit something. You know, my father used to say, rise and shine every morning. And we used to, whether we hated it or not, he came in like Russell Simmons at Def Comedy Jam. He'd be like, rise and shine. And sometimes just now, hearing that now, it makes me feel like, okay, let's rise and let's shine and let's, you know, it's bigger than you today, you know. Like
Facts.
You guys drove all the way from OC to be here, and y'all beat me here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you think about that type of stuff, it's like that helps you get through some of the shit that I deal with in the morning. Like
for sure,
you know.
I think we all have those moments, especially you, buddy. Right?
Yeah,
You
for
can't
sure.
relate?
Yeah, you know, there's certain requirements, certain techniques you gotta follow through before you begin your day, cause you know shit's rough. Like
when do you start your day?
Oh, come on, bro.
Man.
Come on, man.
It's just a question.
Yeah,
I just want to
yeah.
know. Gene, what time do you normally start your day? On average.
Average. I wake up around 4:45.
Okay.
Now, when I get up, is like 6:30, 6 o'clock.
Okay, but start.
Bro, yeah, but I'm in. But if I'm like, okay, I have to train, I have class, I have all this stuff. About 5, I'm up. I'm getting it ready.
Would you
gym up?
Would you care to share? Sharing session.
Just subtract 4. Just subtract 4. You know what I mean?
Subtract 4?
No.
You mean add?
I'm like, you start your day at 1 a.m.
Yeah,
like,
no.
You said I'm beating Eric Thomas, everybody. Like,
No, but see, what normally happens is like, you know, your energy levels change throughout the day. You know, obviously, at the start you're up, right? But by the time we always get into it, by the time he's up, I'm already like, damn. I'm like, bro, how do you have this much energy?
I am running on one kidney though.
Oh, really?
Just throw that out there.
That out there, bro.
Hey,
my left toe, my right toe. You know, I got. You know.
But let's get to it. I know we want to talk about your involvement in Black Noise and Live Free, Die Hard, and in the island. But let's talk about your upbringing in Michigan. What was that like? Because I know the story, but let everybody else know the story. So how was it growing up in Michigan?
You know, it was the best of both worlds and the worst parts. You know, I lived in the city at one point, and then we moved to the suburbs. and we spent a great chunk of time in that space. And during that time, like, you know, my mother and my father, we owned a comic book store, so that like helped us like survive a lot of stuff, or at least for me to see it differently. I think God really knew me well, because I didn't see it regular. Like, I didn't see the black and white thing the way they saw it. You know, it wasn't until somebody would, or even like my family, like they would like tell me stuff. You know, it was certain perspectives. Like my mom was very open-minded, and you know, my father was like, you know, entrepreneurial as well. But then when I would get around like my grandfather, you know, he's like, hey, you better work with your hands. You know, a man does this. You know, when I get around my cousins, it's chess. You know, you want to get every woman off the board. Then you have someone who says something different. But it's like, I have all these things. And then you have the other side of it where it's like a racial thing, where I'm around predominantly white people. And they have their perspective of what black is, or what a kid is. You know, where's your tail? You know, obviously this kid was taught that black kids grow a tail.
Oh, so you Avatar now?
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
Okay.
But I'm brown, you know.
Right.
You know, but, you know, and my mom's just holding me in the store, you know, trying to get groceries.
Where's your tail?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, but it's so, how do you talk to your kid about that? You know, luckily, again, comic book store, I'm thinking fantasy. I'm not tripping. You know, so when I hear certain things like, well, you know, you're black. What's up, G-Dog? Like, you ever had that? Like, somebody walking to you, you're like, what the hell is that? What is this? You know?
Malibu Most Wanted strikes again.
You know? Hi. You know, or someone say, or you see like a relative that's yours, and y'all got a special handshake, and, you know, you do the, you know, and then they're like, I don't do all that, man. I just normally just come in like that. Well, obviously, I wouldn't do that to everybody. I don't come up to, hey, how you doing, man? I want the job. Yes. Hey, Steven Spielberg. How you doing, brother? Like, no, it's not going to be that. Yeah, Birdman. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
How you doing? But if you're, but this is the stuff, you know, I would have to deal with, you know, and it didn't affect, I noticed when I was in my space, when I was connected to myself, just doing my thing, you know, God gives us gifts, and if we spend time with them. You know, that's how you just know, like, how did you do that thing? You just, I don't know, I've been doing this the whole time. And somebody else notices and says, wait, what is that? We need to do something with this kid. You see what we did with the basketball? Oh, he did it again. It wasn't a mistake. We need to get him in basketball. Like, you know, you sing and you're just doing your thing. And luckily for me, I spent enough time with myself as a kid in that space with myself, God, and God's gift, just being creative, that it wasn't until other people were around me, they were telling me what that is, who I am. Well, you're black, you can't do that. Well, you're a man, you can't do that. Or you're arrogant, you're cocky. It's you know, it was always someone else messing with it. But I spent enough time with myself where in the beginning it was very innocent, very pure. So like when I would do something, like for instance, I'm in class and everyone's drawing themselves, I see myself as a Ninja Turtle. Why? Because I've spent so much time with the Ninja Turtles in the comic book store. Like I was a turtle expert. Like you couldn't say nothing about a Ninja Turtle. Now hold on, let me my ninja facts. Like
He said turtle expert.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, like I could draw one right now. Like that's how good. Like just that's because I was really submerged in that.
Right.
And it helped me. So when I drew a Ninja Turtle. I drew me as Raphael. I'm right now in my turtle mode. You know.
Okay.
You know, instead of it being a wall of white kids and the one black kid, it's a wall of white kids and a turtle. Like it's like, hey, okay, clearly that must be him. Like, you know, but I didn't see it like, well, I don't see me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna do something different because I just want to blast out, or because I don't know myself. It wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, this is the activity, this is my mind. And so when I would get called into class or called into the office, and my parents would get called in, you know, they're like, well, he need to be in special classes.
He's a turtle.
There's something wrong with him. He's a turtle.
So you was the start.
Right.
You were the start of what's going on today. Thank you, Gene.
You know, hey, my mom.
I identify as a kangaroo.
Hey, exactly.
Right.
You know, it's funny. It's funny. I remember when my teacher said, I told her I was gonna be a dinosaur, and then she's like, "You can't be a dinosaur." And then I did a voiceover as a dinosaur.
Gene, you didn't
so
do that.
I just want to say
Why did you
thank
do
you for that. You probably heard me.
Who's the dinosaur now?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like but it's all about perspective.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like some people don't see it. Like some people might see a box. You saw an opportunity. You know, and it wasn't until somebody come in and you keep people around you. And now a place that has so much more weight about who's around you, because if you're in your space and you're like creating in this space, you want people that want to be in a space to elevate the space that they're in.
Right.
As opposed to you have a guest who comes in, you like, yo, we can't ever have this person back in. Did you feel that the lights got dimmer? It got a little colder. You know, I had to smoke a little more that day. Like I had to take a break. That was a lot of work. You know, it's like, but that it has so much weight now. Or if you're like a duck that's in around a bunch of lions, but yet they embrace you like a lion. They don't look at you as like lunch. You've somehow held your own. You see like the videos where the little animal might be taking on a big one. You know, like nah, I'm not the one to be fucked with. Do it. Try it if you want to. You know, you ain't gonna have a toenail fucking with me. Like something's gonna happen. And the big thing's like, hold on. Oh, you know what? You cool, man. You straight. He's just different. You ever had that one friend? He's just different. He just
yeah. Just let him be.
Yeah, you know, let him hang out. He cool. He cool.
Sure.
But you know, and I also would be like that with my cousins. Like come on, man. And I had both sides, but I still remember having people around me telling me stuff, you know, and that affecting later on what I did. Like I naturally did music, you know. I started out singing just around the house. We just did it all the time. Wasn't a thing. You know, you wake up in the morning, gotta do your chores, start singing. Why? Because that's the only you're gonna get through it. Because you gotta do it. Right. You know, my mother had sickle cell. So I had more responsibility than the average kid growing up. You know, it wasn't just taking care of my brothers. Like I had to give my mom injections. Like I did. You know, so the days I get spankings and I still gotta,
Yeah.
You know, sorry mama. You know, but I had to do that. I had to see my mom, you know, bare naked, you know, on the bed because she needed a bedpan. You know, I had to do stuff that the average kid couldn't do. Or wouldn't do. Like, you know, meanwhile, she's still trying to create a store like that we lived in, that, you know, that we were always there, you know, clients and workers and building the business. Like we had business cards in elementary.
That's tight though.
CEOs. You know, we knew what CEOs was then. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how our parents were. Like they always talked about being trailblazers. You know. You're gonna create a path. You know, you gotta understand that you're representing your whole race. Like hearing that at 7, it's a lot of weight. But hey, you know, that's what it is. Like we had to understand it because where we were at, someone was either gonna test us in their own way. Like, hey, homie G-Dog, or, you know, or see if you were smart. Like, oh, you speak so well. Like, what the fuck does that, what do you mean? Yeah. Why do you keep saying that to me? Like she said it 5 times, Mom. What? Why?
Did you ride the little bus or something?
No, I read a regular one.
Oh,
but in their minds, it was a special one. But in their minds, they're right. In their minds, it was a small bus.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Look at that. Oh my gosh, I thought he was gonna be like slanged out and stuff. I thought he was gonna be, you know, I thought I was gonna understand him.
He's on the bus with a tail.
Yeah, exactly. Swinging around, rapping lyrics. Like, you know, my parents wouldn't let us. I know that's one thing what my parents wouldn't let us do. They would not let us listen to rap. I couldn't hear rap until I got in high school. Like, they just was not. I've seen Hellraiser. I saw Coming to America with my parents, but I could not listen to. And I think I'm glad in a sense because it made me listen to other music. Like I had to hear what was around me, and I'm listening to alternative. I'm listening to rock. I'm listening to, you know, I'm in the orchestra. You know, I'm playing the violin. You know, my cousin ain't playing the violin. Like, where are you gonna play the violin at?
Right, so, yeah.
You know, like those opportunities just aren't there. You know, it's basketball, football, maybe another sport, maybe some track. You know, but you know, where do you get orchestra from? Like we lived like in the suburbs, and I remember my mom talking about the line. You know, well, like what is the line? I'm thinking like, you know, looking in the sky like Sonic the Hedgehog. You know, like rings or something. I'm in this space again. So when I go to school and I'm like, yeah, you know, we were talking about the line, and you know, Sonic gonna have some rings coming through pretty soon. Like that was me, you know, but not understanding now, you know, like a couple years later after the pandemic with the lockdown and shit. Oh, redlining. That's what she's talking about. Being on the other side of that.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand that, or the detrimental significance of my father saying, "I can't jog to work because no one's gonna believe that. I'm gonna get shot." Driving a BMW, that my mom, before even the visual boards, like she had a vision board. I remember seeing the BMW, the house, the stuff on the board, and I saw the car in the driveway. So, you know, like, that's another thing that I see now today where everyone's like, you got a vision to manifest and put it on the board, and I got to visualize and look at it. Like, I've seen that done.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? My dad was reading Robert Kiyosaki before, you know what I'm saying? Because he was doing what was it, one of those Amway, Melway, whatever, Primerica, when he was always trying to find something in the midst of while he still went to work, working 2 jobs, you know, working for the state, you know. So, like, he was always working. But now I never seen him walk over my dad like, you gonna be all right? Like, that, I never had, maybe in the movies I might have saw it. But like, my dad wasn't drinking beers. Yes, he had the strip clubs. Yep, yes. You got I gotta give you both. I love you, but, you know, but like my father, like, you know, you know, he was the guy. You know, like, he had the suitcase with the, you know,
Right.
he had the code, and he had 000. Like, you really ain't trying. You just want to make sure you can get there. Just, you know, I get it. But, you know, but that's my idea of manhood, you know, of seeing a man at home going to work, doing what he needs to do. At the same time, he has desires, and he's being honest. You know, like, there was a curse, a generational curse that I didn't even know we had, where his father, like, got, for their first time, got them prostitutes. Like, that was the thing. That's what he was taught. You want to understand how to work a woman, we'll pay for one, and we're going to figure this thing out together.
You go have fun.
Yeah, you're going to have fun along the way. Like, you're going to learn, you know. And I remember my mother saying, if you even think that that's going to happen, like, I'll kill you. You'll never see it again. Say goodbye to it. So, you know, but for that buck to stop there, but it's still having my own desires and things that I deal with, and then my perspective of women and things of that nature. Luckily, again, being in the comic store, I got to see like movies. Now, and it's funny, 50 Cent talked about this in an interview. The movies that we saw in the city, the quality, like the Shafts, the black exploitation, the Foxy, all those, like, right. You know, like, that was, New Jack City was like the best thing out since sliced bread. And I remember me battling my cousin, talking, no, I'm gonna go see Ninja Turtles, because Ninja Turtles, he can chop up a bullet. He ain't worried about no bullets, you know. You know, but I'm seeing Spielberg, I'm seeing Scorsese, I'm seeing Steel Magnolias, I'm seeing the top cinematography ever growing up since the beginning. So it's not like I can really identify with the other stuff, because I'm like, this ain't it. What is this? Like, I can't watch Dynamite, whatever the name is. I can't watch it because it doesn't fit me.
Right. Because
I'm used to seeing, you know, high-end quality martial art films, you know, where there's an Australian doing the voiceover, you know, not some other guy. Like, Undercover Brother would be the closest thing I could watch, you know.
But what would you? So you would say, like, you know, hearing you speak is you were I would say you were misunderstood as a child. You know what I'm saying? You go from drawing yourself as a Ninja Turtle to seeing sonic rings in the air during your lunch break. But what do you think, how was your transition, like, to Gene now? Like, what importance did all that experiences, like, you know what I'm saying, turn you into and benefit you for today?
You know, I think it allowed me to know who I am and what God is capable to do through me. Like, I knew what I was destined for. You know what I'm saying? At an early age. I remember being in middle school, being in Mrs. Davis's class, and I remember drawing this little character and all these, like, weird, powerful auras, like, and I was like, that's me. I'm going to do that. Whatever this is my journey. All the movies I watched where it's like the hero's journey, the exception to the rule, the guy who finds the mermaid. How many of us can find a mermaid? You know what I'm saying? And have that experience. There's only gonna be one person to have that experience.
So you're about to go find a mermaid?
I found one, man.
No way.
It's a beautiful ride, man.
Oh, shit.
Whatever happens, just saying.
So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I feel like in 5 years, I'm going to be I'm gonna have built a foundation for other people have built off of, and do what they're supposed to do. I know I'm supposed to lead, team, and accomplish. So I'm gonna see that from making the films I make, to being a performer. So if I'm in a scene, what I'm gonna be contributing to these scenes, making more than enough. Here's the thing, what I've also noticed, I protect my dreams and my goals now, because words have power. We all feel more. So like what a person can say to you might mess with that.
Oh shit, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a movie Gladiator when he talked about Rome, he's like, the idea of it, he's like, it's but a whisper. And I was like, I like that. And I remember the last time I gave my goals or my dreams to somebody out loud, and he was like, well, one, you don't do that. Well, I'm the exception to the rule. There's only one me. If I'm being in my truth, if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, what God's supposed to do, what's for me is for me. And then he went from saying that, well, you don't do that, then you don't do camera, you don't talk about doing camera work. I can do camera. Why would I not? Why would I not speak on something, hey, that could help and contribute? This ain't a flex. This is, hey, instead of you looking to your left and to your right, I'm right here. Oh man, we got this scene where there's a lot of dialogue or this improv, right here. Well, I'm like, yeah, man, who's somebody who can come up with a fight scene? Well, how good are they? Because I can build on any level down there. Why? Because I've worked with some of the best who ever do it, who are ever gonna do it, and probably be the next to do it. I was smart enough to be in the room. I don't go be the smartest in the room, but I'm in the room.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm smart to somebody else. But, I'll humble myself enough to be like, yo, I want to get it. I want to do it. So, but I've had people tell me, yo, you can't talk about this. Oh, you should want interested, sloppy seconds. Why would I want anything sloppy? And why do I want anything second? What's for him is for him. I'm a thoroughbred. I'm thinking like this. I don't need to look, because then my race is going to slow up. And then now you riding my back telling me about my shit, how I'm supposed to do it, rearing me. It don't take much. Like, it don't take much to steer a horse. We can all get on it. And it's going to do something to our will. It's just a question of how strong our will is on that. Of course, some horses are like, nope, that's me. Get the fuck off. Get the fuck off my dreams. So no, I won't tell you. But I will give you that in the next 5 years, I'm going to be the best me I'm supposed to be. I'm going to be the best help I can be to that next person. I'm going to be a blessing to that next person. And I'm probably going to be a villain to somebody else in the next 5 years.
Nice. That's what's up.
Yeah, well, you put that well.
Yeah, but I had a lot of time, man. Like, a lot of time to think about my shit. Yeah. Like, to the point where I lost sleep. I couldn't eat at times, and certain things that I love doing, I was scared to do. And I was like, wait a minute, why, how did this happen? When did you care? When did you stop? Like, there's a song right now, I'm like, I have to go back to a karaoke bar, sing that song again, because the experience was so traumatic. I can feel the heat right now on me. Like, I have to battle that. I feel more now. I have to protect. Like, so I'm not like something. I'm not just gonna give my music up. I'm not just gonna give my time up. Like, it's too precious now. My goals, my dreams. Like, why am I telling you that? Nothing against you, but like, you might slip up and say something and crack my baby's head.
Then you gonna need some eggs.
You know what I'm saying?
Your body.
Then we gonna need some eggs. You know what I'm saying? Can't get the eggs now.
They're expensive.
Especially today.
Right. It's like, it's just different now. It's like, you got to put more thought into it. And the ones who are doing that, like yourselves, making podcasts, using other creative ways to do things, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna be in a different space. You have to see it different.
See, and it takes courage, like what the way you your approach is it takes a lot of courage. Like, I think the part that takes a lot of courage is the simple fact that you embrace yourself, because at the end of the day, there's no right or wrong. Like, everybody has their own path. You know what I mean? and you're just living your fucking path. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the hard thing to do nowadays, especially with all these different distractions and staying disciplined. You know, it's okay to fail. Like, you just have to get up and keep moving, and you have to be willing to start over and over with the same pride, with the same like courage, and that's easier said than done. So you know, that's good shit. I'm glad to hear that. Like that's pretty. It's pretty refreshing to hear that, because sometimes like shit, you don't find no hope. You know what I mean? You're like shit. Like you feel like, what am I missing wrong, or what is it that could fill in the blank? But sometimes there is no blank. You know what I mean? It's just all in your head. It's you're more. You get this anxiety, right? But it's not anxiety because of your circumstances or the stage in life that you're in. It's the anxiety of having anxiety. You know what I mean? Like it's weird, because it's not even about what's going on. It's about like whatever you're thinking, you're overthinking it. Like you're basically being your worst enemy. So yeah, that's shit.
I think that happens to a lot of people, probably everyone sitting in this room, you know, because I think we all put expectations on ourselves, and we plan things or attempt to prepare, you know, to go on this journey, and then while you're on that journey, you know, things pop up, and you know what I'm saying, you get either distracted or discouraged, you know, but or you even quit, you know what I'm saying. So I think that's just so normal, but we live in a day and age where everything is so instant. And we want success, as some of us want success at times to be instant, and it's just, for some it happens that way. Some people can go in the store and buy a lottery ticket and boom, you know what I'm saying, that's that instant gratification. Somebody can put a video on YouTube of freaking singing with a cat and just go viral, instant. You know what I'm saying? But for the most of us, it's not instant. Life isn't instant.
Yeah, it's the Matrix right now. That's like the thing I've been saying since like before the pandemic. Like, everyone's their Neo. Like, if you look at Neo, like everyone knows that he was the one. Everyone told him he was the one. He didn't believe he was the one. Nothing happened. Like, all the shit he went through dictated like, yo, you're the one. But it wasn't until he believed it that he took the choice to say, I believe that. I can do that. You know, that's when it is. That's what it is. You know, some people don't really know how to get through things until they go through something hard. There are some people who get it, like, right off the bat. Like, you don't have to spank me for me to get it.
Right.
I'm one of those kids. You know, you spank, oh, that's what happens one time. Okay, now I'm cool. I don't want to do that ever again. You know, but, you know, at the same time, it's like, if you're on the other side of that and you don't know how to like master those feelings or those gifts that you're now given, especially now that you feel more, like everything has weight. Your words have weight now. Before you about to say, man, fuck that, and kept it pushing. You said, fuck that. Wait, what is this feeling?
Right.
Why I said fuck that, but yet I feel something behind that now. Now I don't know. Like, man, that bothered me. Now my thought has changed. Like you said, now it's pulling. You have to deal with it now. Like, now you just can't just say, fuck that. Now you gotta be like, fuck that, and anything else that comes my way. Now I gotta learn I gotta pray now, I gotta meditate, I gotta smoke some weed, I gotta do something to get my head in this space to deal whatever I need to deal with, just because that's where I am now. Except some people charging crystals. There was one standard.
They're charging crystals.
I mean, for real, like I've been on some sets where some people give me, where is the sage? We need the sage. Like, you know, like everyone's different. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing, it's your matrix. If that's what you believe, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can say. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time combating you. I'm like, I just don't try to mess with my mainframe. If I don't believe in that, that's fine. You know, let's respect each other's space. And we can do that. We can dance, we can work, we can create, and go about our day. You know, but now people can't do that. Now people want to assimilate you, like Mr. Agent Smith. No, I want you to do what I do. Like, whoa, man, hold on. Nope, you ain't got no choice. Fuck with me.
Yeah.
You know, no, we gonna do this. You know, like, you know. So now you have this experience. You know, and you saw, like, if you watch like the stuff, if you continue watching The Matrix, like when Agent Smith took the person over, even though you saw the outside, that person, on the inside, it was him.
Right.
So he's not even himself. So now you got to deal with that on top of everything else. So it's like your feelings and how you move like has way more weight now than ever before. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, so I feel you. Like, both
No,
of you.
but a fun fact, man, because I know what you want to emphasize on. You know what I'm saying? But I got to touch on this fun fact, man.
Sure.
Then you open up for and correct me if I'm wrong, D12. Let's talk about that. Man.
Yeah, we opened up for a couple of different artists, like groups back then. Cause we toured a lot. Me and my brothers, we had a label that we put it's between me and Chris. It was called Phoenix Entertainment, and we did it in the memory of our mother, and because she had passed away, she had sickle cell, and she had they said technically she had overdosed, and they tried to resuscitate her because she had a very high tolerance, and like her journey like really shaped a lot of ours, because if it wasn't for her, we would taking the choice of like I want to have kids, and they're like, no, you can't have kids. She would make it where doing this until the point where they're like, okay, we got to help deliver, like, you know what I'm saying, instead of taking her kids away. And so when she passed away, the comic book store, her favorite character was Phoenix, Jean Grey. And there was a time when she had lost her mind in the hospital, and she said, I'm the Phoenix. And we were just like, we were kids when it happened, but we were just like, damn, that's crazy. Like, mom's a Phoenix bird. So in the memory of her, we created Phoenix Entertainment. And we toured a lot. We sold a lot independently, I think over like 10,000 records ourselves. And I mean, we were doing really great numbers, and we were touring. I remember D12 came to, I want to say like Ann Arbor, and someone had heard our CD, and they were like, we gotta have these guys, because it was and that was the day. It was one of the best days ever selling CDs as a team, because I hated selling CDs. I like making beats. I like doing that, like rapping, like performing. Loved that. Hated going out selling CDs.
Didn't like the administrative.
No, I did not like that part. But as a team, I was down as a team. But that, you go by yourself and you listen to hip hop and R&B, like, yeah, I'm not. No. But we had 100 CDs that day, and we sold out together. And then we ended up booking a show because someone had bought a CD off of that. And then we opened up, and it's D12, and we're doing our thing. We kill it. We even have people coming like, yo, you guys are way doper. Yeah, I know. But that competitive MC part of me loved that. It was great. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the journey.
What'd you guys get into after that show? Because I'm pretty sure y'all were trying to...
we were so square back then.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because that was the thing. My mom and my dad, all these damn movies, we watched The Temptations, we watched Five Heartbeats, and what was the biggest things that happened with groups was sex, drugs. So we had contracts on ourselves that we were not to do anything, because we didn't want to fuck with the group. And so no.
Would you guys just go get like some milk and cookies and just
we
call
did.
it a day? Like,
No, man, I ain't gonna come home like a square like that.
Like-
It's soda, it's pop. I'm gonna get some White Castle and turn in. No, it was no.
I'm pretty sure it was fun.
Because here's the thing, you get to meet people, and sometimes it's not what you get. What it's gonna be. And it's like people are busy. Like they're touring. Like I've been so many times where we did a show and you left. You go to the event, the party, whatever, for like 2 seconds, and it's just to get the bag, and you're out. Like you're not even sticking around. Like you're trying to do your thing. Like, yeah, and these are what we were a bunch of dudes. Like, hey, all right, guys. There's probably some groups that were there with titties out. Like they ain't thinking about. Yeah, that's definitely happened. I've called that out before. I was like, it was Next. And I was like, we were at the hotel, and I was talking to these other girls, and I was like, yo, man, how you doing? And he was like, I was like, oh, so you that? I said, but okay, you can talk to the females though. It's all about the ladies, so you can't talk to your brothers. Like, okay, them songs you sing about brotherhood. I was like, yeah, I see you. And he's like, my bad, man, I'm just playing. Nah, man, I get it. I don't have breasts. I understand. I get it.
But I am a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, I'm a Ninja Turtle. I'm gonna go shell up on this. You know what I'm saying? Turf Cowabunga.
You gonna buy my toys?
You know.
But you ultimately wind up in California, linking up with Central Casting Agency, correct?
Yeah.
So let's talk about the opportunities and the things that has opened up and what you're working on and what you've done. Let's come on. Let's talk about that stuff.
Okay,
man.
I got you. So Central Casting. So in the beginning stages of my career, Central Casting was the start. So anyone knows, like, who don't know, Central Casting come to LA. They are an agency that specialize in background, stand-ins, and maybe a couple other things. Whatever, like more of the back-end type of stuff for films. Like anything big, they've pretty much touched in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And I remember we were selling CDs, and one of our friends said, "Yo, you should go down to Central Casting." We were like, "I don't know what that is." We were like, "But yeah, let's go. Like, we're here for it all." And so we go. And the cool process was it was like a headshot. They took a picture right there. You pay $25, and you're in this database. And then they tell you to call this number. You call the number, and it'll give you a list of stuff. And if you fit like AA, it's a Law and Order, nude implied, da 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 da. And if you fit, you call in, and then if you book it, you'll take it, and you'll get a voucher. You either get a blue one or a yellow one. I think I don't know if it's changed now. But blue is non-union, yellow is union. You need 3 SAG ones to get into the union, like, or to be eligible. You need that. Like, you can't just have a bunch of blue ones and it doesn't work like that. Like, you have to have a union job. So I remember, like, I got to be on set for like a few shows, and then Live Free Die Hard came out, and I book it. I get on it. I say book it. That's so funny. They're like, really, man? You booked the background.
Yeah,
You booked.
I did that. I did
Yeah,
that.
I booked that role.
Yeah.
Yes.
Y'all see me.
Because it's all about here right now. Because I'm all up in this space, son. Like, as long as this is, everything is hot, yo. So yeah, I get. I book. I'm sorry, I'm used to booking. So yeah, book it, and so it's really cool. I get the yellow voucher. I'm like, oh snap, I got a yellow voucher. We know what this means. This is so cool. I call my brother. I'm like, and I'm like, yo man, I'm getting my thing. And then I get another one. And then there's like a big huge scene. It's like a cattle call. Like, so the smaller sets, there's nice, there's crafty, there's food for everybody. It's delicious. It looks amazing. If you've seen Entourage or Mark Wahlberg, great job. Any of those type of shows, its food is just immaculate. Cattle Call is not like that. We're just to survive and sustain you for the scene.
They have Pop-Tarts.
No, you're not going. So cattle is like at least 200, 300. That's a lot. That's a lot of Pop-Tarts. You ain't doing it. You're doing oatmeal. You don't like get this, mix this up. We got eggs. It's that. And if you're smart, you might be able to find out where the real food is. But no, it was, and so people was hot. They were irritated. It was a very hot day. People had these like suits on because it was like a big scene. Like they're supposed to be like anthrax, the anthrax scene, and I almost got Taft Hartley on that part, which would have been really cool. But I was too tall, so whatever. But still cool. I'm talking to like the wardrobe guy, and his name's Steve, and he's really cool. And I was like, hey man, how you doing? And he's like, we're vibing. And people are just like, yo, I'm not coming back here unless I get a union voucher. Like they were demanding it. Like if I'm not getting it, in the AD's like, I'm not giving out any voucher. If you're coming here to work, you're coming to work. Fast forward, she gets to me. Someone says, hey man, hey Q, you good with this? I'm like, yeah, I can do that. I'll come through. Yeah, no problem. And she's like, look, I'm not giving no vouchers. Hey, work is work. There's crafty. There ain't gonna be a cattle call, so I'm good. I know there'll be food. So I come the next day. She says, welcome to SAG. That was the coolest thing, the fastest track that I've like I did like maybe 4 projects with Central Casting before I got that. You know what I'm saying? And even then, they had me at the Playboy Mansion. Like I actually got to smell the zoo. I don't know how you did it. That's a long time. Like it was a beautiful estate. But my nose is strong. I have strong nose, like a dog. Like. So the smells would hit me like, hey, psh, welcome to the Playboy Mansion. You know,
What did it smell like?
Yeah,
That doesn't sound like
saying
a
it's
zoo.
horrible.
it smelled like a zoo.
Zoos.
It smelled like a zoo, like because he had all these wild animals. It smelled like a zoo. Now, if you like the zoo smell, then you'll love it. You like the smell of
Inside the house?
No.
That sounds like
No, man. Damn,
Hold
you got a zoo in the house too?
I was like,
no, that's
yeah.
outside, man. No,
Party was
no,
outside.
man.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
man. Yeah, I mean, I did get to go in the house. There was a section that was like, Anna Nicole Smith out. Like it was just like a cool, like I was like, yeah, it's a lot of art. So the house didn't smell, and the inside did not smell like the zoo. So that way I don't want nobody to be like, yo, man, you went to the Playboy Man. Yo, I would have said that on, no. Trying to get me knocked out of mansions, man. I got more mansions to go to.
What excites you the most about being an actor?
The fun of it all, man. You get to try new things. You get to say more words. You get to fight a cool fight. You get to have great conversations. Like, some of my best moments. I mean, I've talked to Carl Weathers, and he's like the coolest. His voice is so cool. Yeah. And he gave me life-changing advice at Crafty. You know what I'm saying? To have that story, that's really fucking cool. To be like, yo, I worked on Wakanda Forever. To be on, just to even be in that space of hearing Ryan and Ryan talking to us and yo, y'all good? I want to do this. He's dapping up everybody and seeing how engaged he was, talking to everyone. Seth MacFarlane, to work on the Orville, and he's we're figuring out how to hold the thing, and talking to Casper, Casper laughing and having jokes. His wife is amazing. She's just as sweet as can be, and then she's like, all right, and 3, 2, 1, and she's it's you get to do that. You get to be around a bunch of people that believe in the same thing you believe in, maybe in their own way, but we all are trying to make something great, and that's really cool. Again, to lead, team, and accomplish, and to be a part of that process, and then to be able to come to a space where I'm creating my own and having my own moments, and now I don't have to wait for a camera. I don't have to wait for an okay. I can call you and call a friend and say, hey, come on down. And this is just as big to me as it would be if I was on a Fox network or anything else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That when I saw you talking to Kenny and how you guys were vibing, I was like, yo, I want to go there. And here I am, and it happened that fast. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of what I do, and here and talking about it, and it's not oh my gosh, again, no, yo, brother, tell me about the thing the one time, that's a good vibe, that's why I love doing what I do, and I get paid nicely.
So what are you doing? Obviously, you know what I'm saying, I'll be seeing the reels, you know what I'm saying, you used to be in the swollenness, you know what I'm saying,
Hey, action star.
But before, as far as the craft, the acting in itself, and making sure you're prepared for the character that you may be portraying, are you what's your maintenance on that aspect? You know what I'm saying? Are you doing classes?
That's you know what's funny? Somebody, Spitfire, said to me, he's like, you can't always film the process. At some point, you got to start filming the wins. You got to show that you're doing the thing. Show that. He's like, you wearing hoodies, you cold up, open out. It's okay to show your chest. Show us the other sides. And I think it's because I've been so protective. Again, because certain communities, certain things, when they hear it, when they see it, it's be all in your business. You can catch me on screen. You can catch me on TV. If I booked it, you'll know. Hey man, was that you on such and such? I've had that call way more than me. Hey man, you can check me out on such and such. The one time I got really excited, I was like, yeah man, I can't wait to see this. And I didn't see it. And no one. that shit hurt. I was like,
it didn't show up.
I waited for that. I really waited for that one. That was the one so now it's just, but the maintenance is just as strong. Some of the techniques that people I think I use that I would share, like Amy Linden, I feel like she has a great process for you to break down the scenes and really get a grasp of what you're doing, especially for your auditions, because there is, and the mentality, being like thinking like an athlete, thinking like a
Any rituals that you do, like when you're about to get into that mode, into that mindset?
Rituals. I mean, I'm always praying. Like, that's or I'll say something like my father used to say when I couldn't take tests very well. The harder the test, the better test taker I am. So, anytime there'd be a test or something like that, I would use that method, or I'd make sure I'd ask God for like the strength to not only see the moment, but to seize it. Because it's not always going to be comfortable, like to be vulnerable, to be open up, to surrender. That's not going to be easy. So I want the strength to do that. And anything I do, and then be a good team player. Like I like really not just learn my stuff, but understand like what I'm going to contribute to them. So that way, and talk to them. So you plan it. Some things are improv. Like you get the improv. Like me and James Logan, my man. We improv so well. We did this movie called The Second, and it was all improv. There was no dialogue. I had a dialect coach help me work this new dialect between him and Chadwick. That's all I had. And they would craft something that was believable and that I believed in. And that's another thing, again, believe. And I'm talking to my buddy. We're working out the scene, and it's so cool, and it's so good. Like, everything felt natural, and, like, we just seized moments, and we gave each other stuff, And then some didn't work. Hey, what'd you say? Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, why'd you say that? And, like, we talk to each other. Like, I feel like as long as you have communication, it's fun. What I'm saying? When a motherfucker just surprise you with some shit, I think that's when it's, and you're not ready for it. If I just karate chop you, you're like, what the fuck? I was doing the interview, like, what we doing? Like, hey, man, I was going to show you technique. Always be ready. Like, you'd be like, hey, man, if you would have communicated that to me, I could have, or said no. It's that thing. So it's like, I do that. That's part of it. Like, and then working on my stuff. Like, it's a lot of technical stuff. It's not learning the words. It's like, okay, by looking left, what are you looking at? Eye line. Giving yourself work to do. In being in scene, like, really study. Like, it's funny how, like, a lot of people be into film, but they don't watch. But the ones who watch make great shit. Like, because they see it. Like, they pick and pull into, like, Spielberg, Lucas.
Critical thinking.
Yeah, it's like, Quentin, Nolan. Like, they all pull from each other. Yeah. It's like if you watch, like, the Dallas Cowboys, like the early ones with Dion and all them guys, and they're all in each other's interviews. Like, they're all in each other's interviews, talking about how great the other person was. How man, we was on the field and such and such and such and such, and I used to hit him. I would always come back. It was like, George Lucas is on Spielberg stuff. Spielberg is on this one. Like, so it's like, when you don't look into that, when you don't, especially in the genre that you want to be in. Like, I love fantasy, I love action, I love comedy. So those spaces, I spend the most time. I'm into other stuff too. Like, my dramas, I got my Scorsese's, I got my people. But this is where I want to play. So I should study that. I should be, I want to be, how can I be the best me in this? Taking classes. At UCB, I went there. Leslie Kahn. And now you can Google anything. So it's like, there's no reason to not start working on a process if you really want something. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
So what you got in the cannon, man? What should we be on the lookout for? What's up next for Gene, man?
I do have some cool films that I'm up for, and again, I have a great team. Darren, DDO, you guys are doing great. Thank you. God's been awesome. He's again, for me, that's my best agent. I got some really cool stuff. Finally getting into some more fantasy. I'm excited about that because I'm looking forward to becoming an elf.
Okay.
I want to be an elf, a fairy. Like, I have my own projects that I'm pitching and getting ready to do as well. So, like, I'm playing on a lot of that now. I got
more. What's that? That one Netflix that old Superman was doing, where he was like the elf. Oh man.
Oh, I know Witcher.
Yeah, you're doing something along those lines. Your elfism.
Elfism.
What do you?
It's going.
Like, I'm trying to.
Okay. You're trying to say something. Yeah. So, like, with guns. I want to do like more like this has like
Okay.
Star Lord.
Dangerous
Gangster
You
with-
know what I'm saying?
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have this panda thing that I'm working on. I got a comic book where I have this panda head, and he fights with like sticks and has like a shotgun and a coffee mug, and he's always trying to like, hey, trying to get out of it, but like because of what he has, and they're like, no, we gotta kill. Like, I'm coming for you. So he's like, sure, we just share a coffee instead, but he ends up fucking him up on some, a lot of jujitsu. So you can see me doing jujitsu and a bear panda head, and the comic book's coming along. It's looking really nice, and
Nice, man.
yeah, like the artist is doing some really cool stuff on that. So yeah,
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
For sure.
And, and MSR's got some stuff dropping that I'm in. Black Noise, The Island. That stars what the heck is this? Damn, I just feel so bad.
Yeah, feel bad right now.
I
Jim.
do, because what you gave was great. Michael Jai White. I could not think of his name. Yo, that's so crazy. Michael Jai White. Yeah. So
Legend.
Yeah. Oh man,
Legend.
I give a man his flowers. I don't care what you say. That man, he spawned.
Yeah.
He's Black
I
Dynamite.
hate that they didn't continue that, but that's another
man.
subject in itself.
Yeah.
But hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to the end of our show. I always do, and I will continue to do, is we open up the microphone, the table of discussion to our guests and to the hosts, to leave any parting words to the viewers and the listeners out there. We're gonna be hospitable today, so we're gonna start with our guest, Mr. Gene, man. Anything you want to share and leave with the listeners today?
Yeah. Take a minute to see it from someone else's point of view. Protect your goals and your dreams, and make sure you're working on this constantly now, and don't let anyone put you in a box. Don't let nobody put you in a box.
Most Def, Ninja Turtles, Sonic Rings
I'm
in the
here
sky.
now.
Hey,
Yup.
outside the box.
Yup.
GQ Nesto, anything you would like to share?
Shit, I just want to say thank you to all our audience. Definitely keep us in mind. We definitely have some great content. He just explained something pretty valuable, in my opinion, and I think it's definitely going to be worth to listen and kind of relate how we're all the same but going different paths. So I think it'll be pretty cool to continue to get your support, and that's about it.
I would say, to wrap it up, you can receive information from a lot of sources, right? But when that information is positive, like he used the Matrix reference, everybody was telling Neo that he was the one. But things didn't happen until Neo actually believed. If you out there and you struggling and you feel it, you feel that positive energy and that power, like, yo, I should be doing this, maybe because you're the one. Believe it. Start believing in yourselves. But we love you. We thank you. See you guys next time. Option Forward. We out. Peace.